Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Monday, September 6th, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 591 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Shooter in Lakeland, Florida kills 4, including infant, shoots 11-year-old girl multiple times, sheriff says. Separated conjoined-year-old twins see each other for the first time. No men allowed in Kenyan village, to help break cycle of domestic violence. Michael Ileanor's Afghan wife in Instagram message amid Kabul violence. Groom asks to adopt stepdaughters with surprise proposal at wedding. A Los Angeles mansion formerly owned by Paramount Pictures is now on the market for almost $25 million, see inside. Identical twins, one was vaccinated for COVID, the other wasn't, how'd they fare? A Missouri restaurant worker used the labor shortage to get a new job at Domino's, win a quick promotion, and buy a second vehicle, a report says. Basquiat's friends and collaborators say they are horrified by Beyonce and Jay-Z's Tiffany campaign with his art. Donald Trump has puzzling response to Supreme Court Texas abortion ruling. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Ryanair ends jet owner talks with Boeing amid price dispute, Reuters. Taliban claim control over Panjshir Valley, but resistance vows to fight on, The New York Times. Phoebe Waller-Bridge exits Amazon's Mr. and Mrs. Smith series exclusive, Hollywood Reporter. I won't leave, residents of hard-hit Louisiana town undeterred by another deadly hurricane, CNN. Brian Kelly jokes Notre Dame players need to be executed after thrilling win, New York Post. Amelia Hamlin reminds Scott Disick he has a girlfriend after DM leak, page 6. Leading Belarusian opposition figure Maria Kolesnikova jailed for 11 years, The Washington Post. German ambassador to China dies less than 2 weeks into the job, New York Post. Guinea coup, who is called Mamadi Doumbouya, BBC News. Florida gunman killed 4, including mom still holding baby, The Denver Post. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Hugh Jackman heartbreakingly mourns death of his father. Treasured western trout streams wither amid heat, drought. Simone Biles decimates critics who called her a quitter. Israel searches for 6 Palestinians after rare prison break. Belarus court gives opposition activists years in prison in closed-door trials. After unrelenting summer, Biden looks to get agenda on track. Indiana University football team cannot spell Indiana and fans are shook. Princess Charlene in reassuring condition after sudden hospitalization. I survived my drug overdose, here's what I want you to know. Prince Charles' ex-aide quits charity role amid honor claims. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Students vaccinated at high school football game. Sheriff, survivalist shooter kills 4, including infant. Young girl on hospice gets early Christmas party. Humane Society rescues abandoned pets from road. Clothing store dealing with upset customers. Club, volunteers honor lives lost during 9/11. Police use drone to find suspect on rooftop. Leukemia survivor meets bone marrow donor. Student given a 2% chance of living at birth makes cheerleading debut. Ammonia leak reported at Tyson plant. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Twins conjoined at the head separated in Israel. Belarus opposition leader sentenced to 11 years in prison. California bill could alter Amazon labor practices. Taliban claim control over Panjshir Valley, but resistance vows to fight on. China's Weibo suspends BTS, Blackpink and EXO fan accounts. Oregon and Idaho are running out of ICU beds as COVID cases hit records. Kanye West's Donda is #1, but Drake waits in the wings. How to pack an emergency go bag. How the Texas anti-abortion movement helped enact a near-complete ban. If Gawker is nice, is it still Gawker? The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Mets owner Steve Cohen blasts Javi as critics after solid game. The Mercedes-Benz EQG is an electric old-school SUV. Rap Mark Wayne Mullins says American family he was trying to evacuate got out of Afghanistan. The Trump factor, Newsom spotlights former president in California gubernatorial recall election. Shang-Chi made this major NASCAR mistake. Boy meets world star Danielle Fishel welcomes her second child with husband Jensen Karp. Rich, smoky campfire chili brings an outdoorsy taste into your kitchen, try the recipe. Vikings Patrick Peterson sounds off on blocking rule, we're really gonna get smashed now. Yes, you can wear white after Labor Day, stylists weigh in. Chrissy Teigen celebrates 50 days of sobriety with her family, drinking no longer serves me. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Monday, September 6th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Nate Burleson on co-hosting CBS Mornings, the one thing I do very well is tell a story. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Professor Lockdown says he expects Chris Whitty to approve COVID vaccines for 12 to 15-year-olds. Cheryl joins Kimberly Walsh in paying tribute to unique, crazy, quirky and kind Sarah Harding. Migrant Channel crossings resume for the first time in a fortnight thanks to heatwave. Claw enforcement, Lockham the cat smacks Naughty Dog friends on the head when he starts digging at sofa. Hugh Jackman announces the tragic news that his dad died in the early hours of Father's Day. Hugh chaos spreads to 2 more airports, Manchester and Luton. How Christian Dior was inspired to create Miss Dior by sibling who survived Nazi concentration camp. St. George's flag is now visible on Big Ben across the River Thames. Emilia Fox loves cousin Lawrence despite disagreeing on politics. Cheryl pays tribute to unique, crazy, quirky, kind Sarah Harding. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Panjshir Valley, last resistance holdout in Afghanistan, falls to the Taliban. A childless father, MH17 families speak of deep trauma. Leading Belarusian opposition figure Maria Kolesnikova jailed for 11 years. Jean-Paul Belmondo, jaunty star of new wave classic Breathless, dies at 88. 6 Palestinians escaped from an Israeli prison through a tunnel, sparking a manhunt. Hundreds wait to pay respects to Greek composer Theodoricus. Jordanian soldier from 1967 war laid to rest in Jerusalem. UNAIDS chief says behavior of ex-staffer was unacceptable. Guinea's new junta leaders seek to tighten grip on power. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Climate impact of a transatlantic flight could cost global economy $3,000. Shifting Trent Olex under Arnold into midfield is a blast from the failed past. Coronavirus live news, Mississippi hospitals overwhelmed, New Zealand eases restrictions outside Auckland. Hurricane Ida, nearly 350 reported oil spills investigated in Gulf, Coast Guard. Jean-Paul Belmondo, star of Breathless, dies aged 88. Tottenham angry at Lo Celso and Romero for traveling with Argentina. Florida shooting, former U.S. Marine kills 4, including a baby, police say. 3 near-identical Boris Vishnevskys on St. Petersburg election ballot. Fast or slow, study reveals differences in how humpback whales change tune. Ryanair ends talks with Boeing over large 737 MAX order. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Flash flood watch for New Orleans as 500,000 residents still without power. Shortages of supplies and workers will delay Gulf rebuilding. Missing Virginia hiker's body found in Glacier National Park. Ida's ravages force apartment complex tenants to pack, plan. Lawmakers vow action after Ida floods Gulf Coast, Northeast. Afghanistan updates, Taliban claims victory over Panjshir, last pocket of resistance. 3-year-old boy found after 3 days lost in Australian woods. Chinese star cuts ties with Swiss watch brand over Taiwan. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. French film great Jean-Paul Belmondo dies at 88. Saudi Gaddafi, son of Libya's ex-leader freed from Tripoli jail. Guinea coup leader to form new government in weeks. Nizar Banat, Palestinian officers charged over activist's death. Facebook apology as AI labels black men primates. Jean-Pierre Adams, former France international dies after 39 years in coma. Belarus jail terms for opposition figures Kolesnikova and Znak. Mexico City to swap Columbus statue for one of indigenous woman. 6 Palestinian prisoners escape Israeli jail through tunnel. Israeli conjoined twins see each other for first time after surgery. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Hurricane Ida will be devastating to tourism industry, Louisiana Lieutenant Governor says. Kate Hudson and Benny the dog hit the red carpet. 9/11 by the numbers, facts from a tragic day in American history. New York City rebuilt after 9/11, facing a different catastrophe, it sets out to do it again. Cow stuck in tree after Hurricane Ida rescued by workers in Louisiana bayou. Fierce Hurricane Larry churning across the Atlantic, could be even stronger than Ida, East Coast could face life-threatening surf. Showbiz minute, Harding, BTS, U.S. box office. Former Marine accused of killing 4 in Florida. On this day, September 6, 1995. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Mu coronavirus variant recorded in 167 people in LA County. Restorative justice or justice denied, with D.A. Gaskin, teens tried as adults get a second chance. Column, the math is simple, California Republicans probably won't pull off Newsom recall. In red California, Trump's lies about a rigged election echo among recall supporters. Nicholas Goldberg, you think California's recall system is dangerous? Check out the initiative process. Firefighters extinguish 3-story blaze at Boyle Heights Church. 3 dead of overdose early Saturday morning in Venice, including comic Fuquen Johnson. Evacuation orders are lifted in South Lake Tahoe as crews keep Calder fire reined in. With prayers and promises, a California city remembers a fallen Marine. Man and woman fatally shot in Long Beach. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Monday, September 6th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Afghan man, 29, repeatedly stabs female gardener in the neck in park because he didn't like the fact she was a working woman. EU threatens to withhold $150 million aid from Poland over entitled zones. Brazil, warning Bolsonaro may be planning military coup amid rallies. Brazil. Germany protests to Russia over pre-election cyber attacks. Sky News. Australia defends broadcasting COVID-19 misinformation. Italy applies EU's recommendation, imposes strict travel restrictions on US visitors. Cancer vaccine developed using Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine technology. Belarus protest leader Kolesnikov sentenced to 11 years in jail. European banks storing €20 billion a year in tax havens. More than 200 health journals call for urgent action on climate crisis. Brazil, warning Bolsonaro may be planning military coup amid rallies. Australian police state, governments identify and disrupt bill passed, allows altering and deletion of data. German ambassador to China dies just a few weeks into his posting. The next headlines are from Forbes. Le Machiavel wines, a sliver of France in Italy. On The Walking Dead, Maggie is right about Negan not deserving redemption. 500,000 still without power in Louisiana as deaths rise 1 week after Hurricane Ida. World Rugby partners with Capgemini to digitize the 2023 Rugby World Cup. Video and live streaming apps are fueling a new social media boom. Netflix's clickbait is popular enough for a season 2, limited series or not. LIHTC in Washington state, white, wealthy, and woke means more money for housing. Without Federer and Nadal, men's field is hungry and foaming at the mouth to win at US Open, Francis Schiaffo says. Kurt Busch moving to possibly his last NASCAR team with a monster of a sponsor. Shang-Chi is Destiny 2, Forsaken, no really. The next headlines are from Nature.com. 5 keys to writing a reproducible lab protocol. Intellectual Bees, Toy and of Dark Matter, and Mathematical Grief, books in brief. Personalized profiles for disease risk must capture all facets of health. Early Americans' huge earthworks show off their engineering might. Who wants to be a polar bear? Wave CRISPR patents to meet food needs in low-income countries. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,729,794,921 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Box office, Marvel's Shang-Chi crushes Labor Day weekend records with $90 million. Phoebe Waller-Bridge departs Amazon's Mr. and Mrs. Smith series. Jean-Paul Belmondo, star of Goddard's Breathless, dies at 88. Lost Illusions review, blistering Balzac adaptation reminds that fake news is nothing new. Amazon denies reports of Nicole Kidman's early exit from Expats series, but cannot escape backlash over show's politics. Busan Festival's Kim Ji-seok award poised to be more competitive. Scenes from A Marriage showrunner Hage Levi on the HBO remake, Ingmar Bergman's spirit was keeping an eye on me. The Bridge creator to adapt Astrid Lindgren's Run to the Robber's Daughter for Net Group exclusive. Tottenham Hotspur teams with Sky on world's first net zero carbon soccer match, Global Bulletin. Saudi Arabia's Red Sea Film Festival reveals grants for upcoming Arab films, including Toronto-bound Farha. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. As evacuations are lifted, thousands of people return to smoke-choked Tahoe. A retiring aid worker reflects on how to repair the world without wearing a halo. 2 volunteers share their experiences helping Afghan refugees reach freedom. Forget tiger moms, now China's chicken blood parents are pushing kids to succeed. Across the COVID-ravaged South, high-level life support is difficult to find. The Taliban say they control Panjshir, the last holdout Afghan province. Divers point to a broken pipeline as the source of the Gulf oil spill. A Florida gunman killed 4, including a mother who was still cradling her baby. After reports of gunfire in Guinea, Army colonel says government has been dissolved. Pope Francis is urging the world's nations to take in Afghan refugees. The following headlines are from The Week. Democrats are freaking out over Joe Manchin's budget bill ripoff. The White House isn't worried. Why the Taliban's takeover of Panjshir province matters. There's a new oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico and nobody knows who is responsible. Millions of Americans are losing jobless benefits on Labor Day. Can the U.S. do anything to speed up the stalled Afghanistan evacuation? Trump Supreme Court nominees are showing their true colors. 6 book recommendations from Deborah Feldman. Everything you need to know about the trial of R. Kelly. Former U.S. official doesn't view Afghanistan withdrawal as an intelligence failure. Former GOP Congresswoman calls Texas abortion ban a bad policy and a bad law. The next headlines are from Universe Today. NASA is testing out a new air taxi prototype. Inspiration 4 crew gets a sneak peek out of Crew Dragon's cupola. These are the news headlines for today, Monday, September 6th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Success, first Martian rock core by Perseverance. Zodiacolite, all you need to know. The next news is from Politico. For European Union, Afghanistan is now a 4-letter word. Opinion, Europe's anxieties about Biden are really anxieties about itself. Brussels Playbook, EU Home Affairs Commissioner details what's next on Afghanistan. Merkel wants talks with Taliban on more Afghan evacuations. Taliban say they took Panjshir, last holdout Afghan province. Not dealing with rookies, companies brace for Biden's new labor cops. Inside Skunk Works, Lockheed super-secret weapons facility. Why Trump's steel tariffs are now Biden's political headache. Biden mulls light version of Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. Why we cannot turn the corner on COVID. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Mortal dangers difficult to calibrate in times of COVID. From the Archives, 1996, Death in Bondi. In the Herald, September 7, 1988. Threatened Species Fortress, Zero Extinction Goal for National Parks. Your daily horoscope for Tuesday, September 7th. Target time and super quiz, Tuesday, September 7th. Interim iCare CEO's next steps revealed, and he isn't straying far from the fold. Liberals coup quartet risk a salary sacrifice. The latest illustrations from artist Andrew Dyson. The latest illustrations from artist Kathy Wilcox. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The Wall Street Journal, aluminum prices reach decade high after Guinea coup. London markets. Goldman Sachs picks London for private equity IPO as FTSE climbs after US jobs data. Newswatch. These are the most important things to check on a stock's quote page before deciding whether to buy or sell. Market Extra. Is the US stock market open on Labor Day? Video game developers president sparks social media outcry after voicing support for Texas abortion law. The New York Post. House made of shipping container sells for $5 million. Europe markets. European stocks push back toward record highs. Aluminum producers surge after coup. Futures movers. Crude prices fall after Saudi Arabia cuts Asian prices. Qualtrics has big expansion plans in Europe. 1,000 jobs. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. James Dyson reveals how he gambled his house on revolutionary vacuum cleaner design. Express. Life sciences patents in Brazil. Hot topics. Lixology. Getting your business ready for the Singapore IP Strategy 2030. Lixology. Who owns the Internet? Intellectual property. Luxembourg. Mondac News alerts. Protecting your intellectual property. Part 1. Intellectual property. United States. Mondac News alerts. African researchers are building a quantum community from the ground up. IT Online. Huawei sues Panoptis for monopoly infringement. Intellectual property. China. Mondac News alerts. Building high-quality patent portfolios in the United States and Europe. Part 2. Software patents. IPWatchdog.com. Rumsey inheritance divided way back. BGDailyNews.com. Bowling Green Daily News. Judge says an AI cannot be an inventor on a patent because it's not a person. Gizmodo. The next headlines are from Quartz. India's schoolchildren were devastated by lockdowns and online classes. Xi Jinping wants to keep IPOs closer with a new stock exchange in Beijing. Japan is defending its rare earth industry from foreign takeovers. Why employees should always come first. Ivorians' aversion to traditional banks is a boost for mobile banking. Guinea coup, Bitcoin in El Salvador, Scotland's beavers. Why Bitcoin, Ethereum prices are climbing higher. It was a truly great quarter for great quarter mentions on Wall Street. Ivorian TV show outrage, new COVID variant, whisked Shazam success. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Funniest most insightful comments of the week at TechDirt. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Lil Uzi Vert. NASCAR race. Weston McKinney. Labor Day meaning. Labor Day. Leila Fernandez. Francis Schiaffo. Rosh Hashanah. Deion Sanders. Billions. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. American efforts to stop Nord Stream 2 have failed and gas pipeline will be completed in next few days, Russian foreign minister. Has he accidentally stepped on a piece of Lego? Scottish club's Braveheart statue leads to mockery and Mel Gibson bashing. Statue of Indigenous woman to replace Columbus Monument in Mexico City. The last pipe of Russia's Nord Stream 2 has been welded, operator announces. Victoria, Australia will lock out unvaccinated people from its economy. Legendary French actor Jean-Paul Belmondo dies at 88. Journalists did not meet own accuracy standards when insinuating Doma attack informant was motivated by money, BBC admits. Denmark cancels tender for domestic COVID-19 vaccine production to support Danish pharmaceutical company manufacturing shots. Russia and Japan locked in standoff over Moscow's call for firms to move to Kuril Islands, in dispute holding up World War II peace treaty. Catastrophic harm, more than 200 health journals call for urgent climate action. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Oil slides after Saudis slash crude price in scramble for Asian market share. Oregon police and firefighters suing governor in resistance of vaccine mandate. Israel launches massive manhunt as 6 Palestinian jihadists escape high-security prison. Divers identify 1-foot broken pipeline as source of oil spill in Gulf of Mexico. UK minister says minors can get COVID vaccine jab without parental consent. Germany is just a distraction from the real story. Futures rise, Europe and China bounce with US closed for holiday. I will not submit. 140,000 French citizens protest against vaccine passport. These are the best universities in the world. Doomsday for Evergrande arrives as creditors demand immediate payment, bonds no longer eligible collateral. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Timeline, how September 11, 2001 led to US's longest war. A youth in limbo, the story of an Afghan refugee in Greece. Morocco footballers burst into song after escaping Guinea coup. India denying subsidized food grains to millions of its poor. Syria, fragile truce holds and era as peace talks resume. Who is Alpha Condé, Guinea's toppled president? Brazil's Bolsonaro seeks big turnout at National Day rallies. Getting jabbed in New York, vaccines for a sick system? 6 Palestinians escape from high-security prison in Israel. Dozens killed in northeast Dr. Congo by suspected ADF rebels. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Chicago Labor Day weekend, at least 57 shot by Monday morning. Summer bummer, Joe Biden presidency suffers from historic failure. Mathematicians, China rises as world STEM leader while American schools place diversity first. Tory government set to impose vaccine passports on England this month. LA Times, massive turnout at memorial for fallen Marine Kareem Nikoui in California town. Merkel profoundly shaken by sudden death of German ambassador to China. Catholic Church to ordain communist-friendly bishop to Wuhan. Australia rejects UN demand to end coal mining, will ignore foreign body. Palestinian terrorists escape Israeli maximum security prison through tunnel. National security risk, UK dependent on Chinese companies for disaster relief products. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. What shook the ground in Clarksville, Tennessee, Saturday evening, September 4, 2021? The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. New cancer treatments may be on the horizon, thanks to success in Mrna vaccine trial. A certain kind of smiling can repair relationships that have been damaged by mistrust. Boat-plane hybrid that needs no runway could transform travel from LA to San Diego, Boston to NYC. Plumber has landed record deal after music mogul heard him singing while he fitted his bathroom. Poets in Europe are writing tributes for lonely funerals of society's unclaimed citizens. 4 tuna species recovered after decade of fishing quotas with albacore in stores being truly sustainable. French beekeeper invents a trap to take on murder hornets decimating bee populations in EU. Woman delivers compliment jars anonymously to dozens of friends with notes of praise during pandemic. In hurricane-stricken New Orleans, a solar microgrid kept the lights on in this apartment building for low-income vets. 4-year-old learns piano in lockdown, wins a lead competition but cannot play Carnegie Hall as she's too young for vaccination. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Monday, September 6th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Couple slammed for combining the 2 worst things on the internet. Florida woman rampaged employer's computer system after getting fired. Deer are infected with COVID-19 virus. Google locks Afghan dubbed emails to keep from Taliban, report. Mark Hamill proves theory that tweeting his name will get over 1K likes. Heron becomes NYC icon after being pictured devouring rat for breakfast in Central Park. Viagra thief not a hardened criminal, his lawyer says. Dread at 30,000 feet, inside the increasingly violent world of U.S. flight attendants. Lil Uzi Vert says for a diamond got ripped out by fans during Rolling Loud. Man, 25, in epic post-nuptial meltdown newlywed scuffle with jailers, declared all hail Donald Trump. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Debunking the mysteries of deep reinforcement learning. Nichus doesn't just write copy for you, it'll even explain if your business idea with AI power. Clean your ears more safely and efficiently with this smart, Wi-Fi-enabled smart ear cleaner, now at just $25.99. Ransomware attacks are evolving, here's how to protect yourself. TNW CEO? Germany wants to ensure your phone lasts up to 7 years, that's not a typo. Here's a simple Apple Watch charging stand that keeps your watch powered up, and looks good doing it. With killer flight options and 4K video, this nifty camera drone should be way more than $99. Federal agencies are rapidly increasing their use of facial recognition. The International Space Station will be gone by 2024, what does it mean the future of space travel? The following headlines are from Science Daily. Over 200 health journals call on world leaders to address catastrophic harm to health from climate change. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Monday, September 6th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Springville and Olympus move into the Utah Prep Football Top 25 after Week 4. Utah leaders are betting they won't be blamed for deaths, closed schools and other economic damage, George Pyle writes. See inside Utah's first living building, can this approach help save the world? Versatile Miss Utah has dedicated her reign to giving back. 1 year after Real Salt Lake announced it was for sale, officials and fans hang on to hope. Women-run pocket knife business brings feminine touch to industry. Tribute newsletter, Mother Nature tried and failed to overtake Utah football. All objectives met on Oak Grove fire, officials say. Utah's top elected education leaders decline to take a public position on masking in schools. National Park Service proposes strict rules for scenic air tours. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. China says government to set prices for after-school classes. VCs are financing an economy of servants. The surprisingly big business of library ebooks. A surprise contributor to climate change, food waste. Will gaming change humanity as we know it? Automation is now taking service jobs once thought safe. Is remote working leading to a boom in worker surveillance? New company raises hundreds of millions of dollars for anti-aging research. Lawsuits accuse Siri, Alexa, and Google of listening when they're not supposed to. Malware found pre-installed in classic push-button phones sold in Russia. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Branson tourism bounces back after last year's struggles. Gold Star families from across country plan to visit Flags of Valor display. 13-year-old killed in UTV crash in Jefferson County. Abraham Lincoln Museum digitizing thousands of rare images. Tim's Travels, Labor Day grilling and a special seasoning rub. Sailor from St. Louis killed in California helicopter crash. 2-week closure at GM plant in Wentzville begins Monday. 3-year-old shot while sleeping, shot fired outside home. Man shot after person opens fire on group of hundreds in Cahokia Heights. You paid for it. Missouri opens a COVID infusion center in North St. Louis. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Evacuation orders lifted as Arupa fire containment grows to 30%. 2 anchors of COVID safety net ending, affecting millions. Evacuations lifted for thousands in Tahoe as wildfire stalls. Heat to continue on Labor Day in San Diego County. Market robbed by gunmen in Stockton neighborhood. Researchers find 55 long-term COVID effects. These are the most common. What goes into making switch from search and rescue to recovery efforts? Busy holiday travel expected at San Diego International Airport. Otay Mesa Port of Entry opens pedestrian bridge extension. Adult film star Ron Jeremy used fame to assault and rape women, grand jury testimony alleges. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Russian heavy artillery systems found abandoned near Ukrainian border. Turkish F-16 fighter shadows Russian Su-24 combat jets. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Monday, September 6, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Person dies after being struck by golf cart in Contra Costa County. VTA is not a family. San Jose Transit Agency seeks help to fix toxic work culture. Call 988, California finds $20 MTO help pay for new crisis hotline. Don't drink and drive. 1 person killed in wrong way crash on I-80 in Oakland. Video shows NYC officers plunge into floodwaters to rescue toddler, family. Plan to start COVID boosters by September 20th may be limited to Pfizer shots. Eating 1 hot dog takes about 36 minutes off your life, study finds. Can cloth masks really stop COVID-19 from spreading? Confrontation over fender bender ends with man being thrown from vehicle's hood, killed. Couple buys home where Edward Scissorhands was filmed. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. French actor Jean-Paul Belmondo dies at 88. Shang-Chi blasts Labor Day records with $71.40 M debut. Former France defender Adams dies after 39 years in a coma. Suburban Mosaic, Elgin Library exhibit kicks off Hispanic Heritage Month. It was delightful. World War II vets take dream flight high above the suburbs. EU regulator evaluating if COVID vaccine booster is needed. Antioch man charged in fatal overdose of Cary resident. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Report, best leased cars to buy and sell for highest profit in Seattle. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Larry 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Constant 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.6 m, depth 35 km, in South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands June 9, 2021, 8:19 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 1921, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Greece, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Angola. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Monday, September 6th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. 74-year-old COVID patient's family says Memorial Hermann refused court order to give ivermectin. Impeachment, American Crime Story dissects the Clinton scandal with Monica Lewinsky's input. Why scientists want to fight California fires with more fires. Arrest made after man was shot and killed during fight at bar in Harris Company. Area of tropical concern moving into Gulf. Weak front brings clouds, cooling showers for Labor Day. Taliban stop planes of evacuees from leaving Afghanistan but unclear why. Labor Day could exacerbate COVID surge with millions still unvaccinated, experts warn. Man told friend he shot his father to death in Pearland, police say. Stores, businesses open, closed on Labor Day 2021 list. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Dolphins place Jackson, Shaheen on COVID reserve list. IAEA team in Japan to help prepare Fukushima water release. Bitcoin brings hopes, doubts for Salvador in sending money. Sri Lankan Parliament approves state of emergency. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. As federal unemployment benefits end, employers still struggle to fill vacancies. How the NYPD empowered itself in the immediate aftermath of the 9/11 attacks. No one has come, Queens flood victims left to fend for themselves in storm's aftermath. Rattles and Tin Horns, a sketchy history of policing in New York until 9/11. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Afghanistan, a Swedish officer's point of view. Afghanistan, another Vietnam? Afghanistan, a turning point? Climate action essential to cool season of fire and floods worldwide, Deputy UN Chief. WHO to G20 health ministers, meet COVID-19 pledges, support regional vaccine manufacturing. Afghanistan, UN humanitarian chief calls for rights, well-being of women. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Not the Onion, New Zealand supermarkets take knives off shelves after extremist stabbing. Dear white people, NHS lectures Brits about their privilege. Family of Brit killed on 9/11 present scuffed with 3,000 pages of evidence, towers blown up from inside. Trump was right, Taliban now holding hostage 6 planes full of Americans. Victoria Premier extends statewide lockdown, again, as Aussie police granted power to covertly hack citizens' phones and alter data. Video, Premier of Victoria explains how unvaxxed Australians will not have access to hospitals. Australian health official tells public to get used to taking CV boosters indefinitely. Coup d'etat in Guinea as military takes over. Soros Stream, to turn China into a neoliberal grabitization opportunity. 9/11 triggered a homeland security industrial complex that endures. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Reading Rainbow documentary to feature LeVar Burton. Do black Starbucks aprons have a different meaning than green ones? Texas-based dating apps launch funds to help women affected by abortion ban. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. This blue heron is the most badass New Yorker. Threats and leaks. New documents show just how crazy the Georgia recount fiasco got. The 50 fall TV shows you should be excited about. The 9/11 kids are grown up, their grief is still raw. Why Putin's desperate push for more Russian babies will fail. Netflix strokes Elon Musk's otherworldly ego with Countdown, inspiration for mission to space. How to stop the GOP's race to the crazy, contagious bottom. Forget the East and West coasts, fall in love with this lakeside paradise. How post 9/11 America set off the world's horrific drone wars. Rosanna Arquette on getting women in power and causing sexy trouble in the L word. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Despite Taliban's victory claims, resistance forces vow to continue fight in the face of U.S. betrayal. Kim Jong-un calls for urgent action on climate change amid North Korean food shortage. Johnny Depp makes rare red carpet appearance amid Amber Heard drama. Hugh Jackman's dad, Christopher, dies on Australian Father's Day. Miracle Tot found safe after 3 days alone in Australian bush. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. CBS and Originals presents Reverb A City Under Surveillance. Officials urge caution over holiday weekend as COVID cases spike. Divers pinpoint source of Gulf oil spill caused by Hurricane Ida. Average daily COVID deaths jumped 131% in the last month, CDC says. The controversy surrounding ivermectin. Fauci says Moderna boosters might not be ready by September 20th. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Missing Virginia woman found dead in Glacier National Park. 5-year-old gets hands on loaded gun, fatally shoots mom in Arizona, police. NYC Council, convicts seek background check ban in fight against ex-prisoner homelessness. Florida doctor to stop treating unvaccinated patients in person. Hurricane Ida's devastation is selling point for Biden's infrastructure plans. South Carolina lawyer Alex Murdaugh suffered superficial gunshot wound to the head in roadside shooting. CIT, incredible moment 3-year-old boy with autism is found alive in Australian woods days after going missing. Machine Gun Kelly accused of pushing parking attendant as others deny the claim. Former Marine arrested for Florida shooting that killed family of 4 deny bond. The following headlines are from military.com. How 9/11 changed air travel, more security, less privacy. Taliban stopped planes of evacuees from leaving but unclear why. Biden to mark 20th anniversary of 9/11 at 3 memorial sites. Soldiers detain Guinea's president, dissolve government. Former Marine sharpshooter kills 4, including mom still holding baby in Florida. U.S. Navy IDs 5 killed in helicopter crash off California. Rescue groups, U.S. tally misses hundreds left in Afghanistan. U.S. Afghan evacuees who fail initial screening Kosovo bound. Over 24 hours in Kabul, brutality, trauma, moments of grace. Blinken and Austin to visit Gulf to address post-war stresses. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Chicago's summer 2021, it was hot, wet and full of severe weather, plus, a preview of what forecasters expect this fall. Pretty nice weather, the last day of beach season and how to get around, what Chicagoans need to know this Labor Day. Enjoying Labor Day weekend in Chicago. Singer Sarah Harding of British group Girls Aloud dies at 39. Kayaking the Chicago River this holiday weekend, now you can get an estimate of bacteria levels before you go. 48 people shot in weekend gun violence through Sunday morning, including 10 children and teenagers. Shortage of anesthesiologists at Sherman tied to hospital's decision not to renew contract with Elgin doctors, rep says. 3 Catholic priests step aside amid investigations into inappropriate relationships with adults, Archdiocese of Chicago says. After living decades in Poland as fugitive, man convicted in death of Waukegan man. 1 in custody after CTA bus driver seriously injured in loop shooting, police say. The following headlines are from phys.org. Astronomers explain origin of elusive ultra-diffuse galaxies. Hubble discovers hydrogen-burning white dwarfs enjoying slow aging. Solving key observational issues in tracking fine-scale changes of our planet from space. Continuous cover forestry maintains carbon sinks of nutrient-rich drained peatland forests. Large herbivores can reduce forest fire risks. Environmental monitoring of organic pollutants using plants. Novel imaging method reveals a surprising arrangement of DNA in the cell's nucleus. Climate change means Australia may have to abandon much of its farming. Young Australian women in financial hardship are 2 to 3 times as likely to experience violence. Banning preprints from grant applications penalizes researchers for being up to date. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Monday, September 6th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. European soccer clubs reunite to talk World Cups, bailouts. NATO chief urges China to join nuclear arms control talks. Labor shortage leaves union workers feeling more emboldened. Actor Jean-Paul Belmondo, star of Breathless, dies at 88. World champions Humphreys, Jones named to U.S. bobsled team. Headaches galore, contenders struggle in NASCAR playoffs. UNAIDS chief says behavior of ex-staffer was unacceptable. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Jill on money, Ida, Calder, and insurance. Washington's offense was historically offensive in the loss to Montana, we checked the NCAA record books. Monday morning lights, what in the world happened to Camp Orlando? Plus, other news, notes from the prep football weekend. Newsom's stimulus left out many retirees, veterans and disabled Californians. Will they vote to recall him? Recipe, make this cooler weather coleslaw for fall suppers. Bay Area readers and others recount stories of animal connections. COVID unemployment checks end, leaving Bay Area jobless high and dry. This Bay Area county saw biggest jump in food stamps. Larry Fitzgerald can't wait for rest of NFL to see 49ers Trent Sherfield. Florida gunman killed 4, including mom still holding baby. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Immigration rights activists unsatisfied with Biden's evolution on border laws, finger in the wind. Maryland nursing homes see another rise in coronavirus cases. Families of MH17 airline crash address deep trauma in court. AFL-CIO courts new generation of workers to shore up liberal membership in the post-Trump era. Shark tourism grows on Cape Cod, 3 years after attacks. Biden beat COVID-19 pledge battered by variant, vaccination resistance. Brian Riley, Florida gunman, kills 4, including mom still holding baby. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Companies lobbying against infrastructure tax increases have avoided paying billions in taxes. Jair Bolsonaro's pro-coup rally, September 7th is shaping up to be Brazil's January 6th. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Monday, September 6th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 4-year-old boy among 5 killed in Chicago shooting since Friday evening, 53 others wounded. 4-year-old shooting victim dies after gunfire enters Woodlawn home. Man, 50, killed in West Garfield Park shooting. Pop-up restaurants may be here to stay as COVID sees resurgence. 5 injured in Lakeshore Drive crash on North Side. Dear Abby, man declares he's done watching his 3-year-old son. Kinky Boots puts its best foot forward at Paramount. 2 backyard shootings within 4 blocks in little over an hour on South Side. Horoscope for Monday, September 6, 2021. Man shot to death inside Evanston home, police. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Over 90% parents from deprived sections want schools to open. Bumrah becomes fastest Indian pacer to pick 100 test wickets. Man swallows phone, undergoes 2-hour-long surgery. In 6 charts, how India's vaccination progress compares to G7. Opposing government policy is my right, Aziz Qureshi. T20 WC team selection, toss-up between Varun and Rahul. In pics, meet the Indian medal winners at 2020 Tokyo Paralympics. Haryana government suspends internet services in Karnal. Quick edit, infighting raises doubts on Taliban's ability to rule Af. PM Modi to chair 13th BRICS Summit on September 9. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Monday, September 6, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this week. Best of Houston 2021, Best Mocktail List. Best of Houston 2021, Best Comfort Food. Best of Houston 2021, Best Beer Garden. Big City expansion could involve University of Houston. The next headlines are about world records making news. Pilot completes hair-raising world record tunnel flight, CNN. Watch, stunt pilot flies plane through tunnels, sets world records, the Indian Express. Bilays Gukran enters Golden Book of World Records, the Hitavita. Hong Konger sets rowing machine world record because she was bored, South China Morning Post. Northfield, world record for Herculesa, Charlie May defeated in Ohio Sires Stakes Championships, Daily Racing Form. Sania Sorokin sets new world record after running 309.4 kilometers in 24 hours, boss hunting. World Cup Roundup, Italy equal record despite Jorginho's penalty miss, The Guardian. TikTok comic sets Guinness World Record for largest female mouthgape, KCBY.com 11. Caleb Dressel stalking world record of Amaury Lefo in 100 freestyle, Swimming World Magazine. Ford Mustang Mach-E takes the 3rd world record, Car Buzz. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Aquaman 2's new suit is stealthy and laden with abs. Google's newest Nest Cam is a solid security camera if you're all in with Google. Madagascar is suffering through catastrophic famine. How to lock down your iPhone app permissions. When will there be a new solar superstorm? Guys, I think The Walking Dead might be losing it. Blade director Bassam Tariq says the new film won't be boxed in by Marvel's comics canon. DC's Injustice movie finds the voice actors among us. Judge says an AI cannot be an inventor on a patent because it's not a person. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Mon in Botswana at 138.2 degrees Fahrenheit or 59 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Concordia in Antarctica at minus 97.06 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 71.7 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. The best Labor Day tech deals we can find, updated. Blix Vita Plus review, a powerful e-bike that folds and fits just about anywhere. The quiet search for dark matter deep underground. Life is strange, True Colors hands-on preview, not afraid to make you sad. 21st century storms are overwhelming 20th century cities. BMW's iVision circular concept thinks about sustainable car making. Review, Candyman turns singular slasher into a timeless avatar for black trauma. Investor overconfidence linked to selective memory. Okay, hear me out, having a desk bike is actually pretty great. War stories, how Crash Bandicoot hacked the original PlayStation. The following headlines are from Raw Story. America's toxic mythologies are destroying us. Minnesota cops accused of deleting texts and emails related to George Floyd protests, report. Kristi Noem hired sculptors to create a Mount Rushmore mini replica, with Trump right next to Abraham Lincoln. Are you serious? Lindsey Graham stunts BBC reporter by insisting US will reinvade Afghanistan. New discoveries chip away at myths about Viking shipbuilding. Judge's ivermectin ruling dismisses science and jeopardizes public health. She thought the pandemic was political, then she watched in horror as her husband died of COVID. Conservatives are already setting the stage to accuse Newsom of recall election fraud, report. Desperate anti-Biden business owner tells Fox News, I'm willing to compromise and give you a living wage. The job creator's fantasy is a malignant myth that rich used to squeeze the working class. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. 3 ways to prevent our next massive power failure. Be your own boss. More co-op businesses are returning workers' power. As COVID surges, we're not in the endgame, we're mired in uncertainty. Facebook's AI seems to have a racism problem. Ida's aftermath shows just how risky petrochemical production is in a hurricane zone. A Texas judge temporarily halted abortion ban enforcement. That won't stop the GOP in other states. The drug war's deepest failure, making users the enemy. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Viruses may exist elsewhere in the universe, warns scientist, The Guardian. To look or not to look, that is the question, Scientific American. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Brain cells destroyed as neurons learn faster, DNA breaks may provide answer to genetics, Science Times. Presbyopia treatments by mechanism of action of, Dove Medical Press. Reasons adults find it difficult to learn a new language, Free Press Journal. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Jeff Bezos is reportedly funding Altos Labs, a new anti-aging venture aiming to cheat death, screenshot. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Monday, September 6, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Monday, September 6, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at Xenomails 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.